Seeds may look small and ordinary, but they are among the most ingenious inventions in the history of life. Welcome back to One Day One Book. Today we're exploring a fascinating book called The Triumph of Seeds by Thor Hanson. This book reveals how seeds carry food, weapons, and strategies for survival, and how they've shaped both ecosystems and human history. Seeds carry food, weapons, and even strategies for travel, and they've shaped human civilization in ways we rarely notice. Today, we're going to explore how seeds survive, how they defend themselves, how they travel across the planet, and how they've changed the course of human history. Let's start with something simple. Why do seeds even need to move? When a seed falls right next to its parent plant, that's actually bad news. The young seedling will have to compete with a full-grown adult for sunlight, water, and nutrients. And in a fight like that, a seedling almost always loses. So plants need a way to ship their babies far away, sometimes meters away, sometimes across oceans. But plants can't walk, they can't swim, they can't fly, so they cheat. They hire other species, animals, wind, even humans, to become their transportation system. And like any good business deal, plants offer payment for the service. That payment is fruit. Across the Americas lives a small bat that absolutely loves the fruit of the tonka bean tree. But the bat doesn't eat the seed itself, it just wants the sweet fruit wrapped around it. Instead of eating right on the tree, the bat grabs the fruit, flies a distance away, eats the pulp, and drops the seed on the ground. Just like that, the plant wins. The seed is now far away from its parent and has a fighting chance to grow. But here's the interesting part. Why doesn't the bat eat the fruit right on the tree? Carrying a fruit around in your mouth is not exactly convenient. The answer is simple. The tree is a dangerous place. Where there are fruit-eating bats, there are also predators, snakes, owls, and other animals that specialize in hunting bats. If the bat stays too long near the fruit tree, it might become the meal instead of enjoying the meal. So the bat must fly away to eat, and by doing that, it unknowingly becomes the tonka bean tree's delivery service. Plants don't mind at all. Not all helpers are as polite as bats. Some animals, like squirrels, mice, and other rodent species, eat seeds directly. These animals are more like unreliable contractors. Sometimes they help, sometimes they destroy everything. A squirrel might pick up a walnut, run far away from the tree, and begin chewing through the shell. If the squirrel succeeds, the seed dies. If the squirrel gets eaten by a hawk before finishing the job, well, then the seed lives. It sounds brutal, but nature loves these kinds of weird equations. And plants don't just rely on luck. Seeds evolve armor. A thick, stubborn shell forces the squirrel to spend minutes or even hours trying to break in. The longer it takes, the higher the chance a predator shows up, and the higher the chance the seed survives. That's why walnuts and Brazil nuts are so ridiculously hard to crack. They're not designed for you. They're designed to outsmart squirrels. As efficient as bats and squirrels are, no animal transports more seeds farther than we do. Humans are the ultimate seed movers. We plant orchards and farms. We irrigate, we fertilize. We protect seeds from pests and drought. To plants, humans are basically superpowered gardeners that work for free. It's a relationship that has shaped humanity for thousands of years. Wheat, rice, and corn built civilizations. The stability or collapse of their prices has toppled governments and rewritten history. Even the spread of disease, like the Black Death, was influenced by grain trade routes. Seeds shaped us as much as we shaped them. Of course, not all seeds rely on animals. Some become pilots. Take the Javan cucumber. Its seeds have wide, delicate wings that let them glide smoothly through the air. Unlike birds, these wings don't flap. They're more like a finely tuned glider. With the right wind, a single seed can travel surprisingly far. In fact, engineers studied the aerodynamics of these seeds and used the principles to inspire aircraft designs, including the American B-2 stealth bomber. Yes, a plant invented a glider long before humans did. And then there's cotton. Cotton seeds come wrapped in fluffy white fibers. These fibers act like parachutes, allowing seeds to float on the wind or even drift on water. Given enough time and the right storm, a cotton seed can cross entire oceans. But for humans, cotton fibers meant something completely different. They became the first truly global industrial commodity. To process cotton faster, people invented new machines, but growing cotton still required enormous labor. That demand for labor helped fuel the transatlantic slave trade. In the 1790s alone, more than 80,000 enslaved Africans were transported to America each year. Even after the U.S. banned the importation of slaves in 1808, the domestic slave trade flourished because the cotton industry was so profitable. Cotton, and the forced labor behind it, became the economic foundation of the American South, and the conflict over slavery was one of the sparks that ignited the U.S. Civil War. A seed didn't just travel across oceans, it changed nations. Seeds don't just think about travel, they think about survival. To protect their future offspring, plants engineer complex chemical weapons. Capsaicin, the chemical that makes chili peppers spicy, helps protect seeds from fungi. Caffeine is not just a stimulant for humans, it's a potent pesticide and herbicide. And yet we humans love these chemicals so much that we built entire cultures around them. Chili peppers became essential spices and natural preservatives. Coffee became a global obsession. Coffee houses turned into the birthplace of scientific societies, revolutionary ideas, newspapers, and political movements. Seeds don't just shape ecosystems, they shape culture. So let's wrap everything up. First, seeds are packed with carefully prepared nutrients. Seeds that grow in sunny environments need less stored energy. Rainforest seeds need more. Grains eventually became humanity's main source of food, influencing everything from population growth to social stability, even the spread of pandemics. Second, seeds defend themselves. Some grow thick shells, some produce chemical weapons. These defenses shaped our diets, our habits, and even our history. Third, seeds travel. Animals, wind, rivers, and humans all help them spread. From bats escaping predators, to squirrels bearing nuts they never return to engineers borrowing designs from gliding seeds, to cotton reshaping the global economy and the fate of nations. Seeds may look simple, but each one is a miniature time capsule, carrying the past, surviving the present, and preparing for a future shaped by natural selection. They are one of evolution's greatest inventions, and whether we notice it or not, seeds are still changing our world every single day. That's all for today. I used to think seeds were the most boring thing in biology class, but after reading this book, every time I eat an apple or drink coffee, I feel like I'm participating in a 400-million-year-old conspiracy. And honestly, I'm kind of okay with that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.